Nigerians, you're welcome to another edition of Editors Forum on Galaxy Television. I am Layo Shubo for Lauren Shaw, and as always, with me in the studio, I have two amazing professionals in the field who will be doing justice to the topics that we have to discuss today. And of course, it's been an eventful week, definitely. A lot from the federal government, from the agencies, especially the president, making so many appointments in the new week to join him in steering the nation as he progresses on his renewed hope agenda. And hopefully Nigerians are looking forward to so much, especially as all the issues from the removal of fuel subsidy is still on ground. Nigerians are looking forward to so much, specifically good living, being able to afford the basic things that they need to live day by day, and hopefully that will come forth in a few weeks given the new appointments and the promises that for both ministers, agency CEOs and all, even the president himself has made. However, we have so much that has happened, as I mentioned. Still we'll have to narrow down to two of them that we will be discussing today. And as I always say on Editors Forum, which is definitely meant for publishers, journalists, professionals in the journalism field altogether, we are here to talk about these issues and prefer solution, because always the tension is high and it is very easy for people to keep complaining, discussing, talking without preferring solution. You know, everything just muddled up in the midst of emotions. But on this table, we will be bringing solutions with our discussions. And to do that today, I have Mr. Olusegun Ariyo. He's a journalist, the publisher, Urban Express News. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Lara.
Yeah, and I also have Mr. Victor Anya, public affairs analyst. Thank you so much for being here, sir.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, it's been a while I had each of you on the show, and I look forward to a very great conversation. All right, in the course of the week, definitely the president. Let's start on that note. That's not our main topic for today, but the president, you know, is making so much appointments. We had essays that was last week, and this week we have CEOs of agencies. And so what's your, just a light reaction to that?
It's a good development. What Nigerians want is just to get good governance. You know, the purpose of the democracy we are talking about, that the president even fought for, you know, being a NADECO member, you know, then that he gave us that impression that, you know, being a NADECO member is wanting better governance for the people, in terms get dividend of democracy. All these things was the reason why the Nigerians are supporting him there against the military, you know. So we expect him, you know, to practice what he has preached before, you know, giving appointment, giving the right, putting the right peg in right hole, you know, those that would make impact, that would see. The mining sector is crying for help. We have a former editor there. We want somebody, you know, a lot of sectors that need a round hole in round peg. So appointment is within the purview of the law, you know, that is within this office. So, but the significance of it is that get the right person, the major people that are supposed to create impact there, and then let Nigerians get dividend of democracy that we are yet to see, I must confess.
And speaking on that note that he mentioned, getting the right people, do you think the choices the president made so far in his appointments
before I come there, I want to say that he said that Tinubu fought for democracy. How did he fight for democracy? He ran away from Nigeria. If everybody had run away from Nigeria, who would have withstood Abacha? But he cannot run from the country. When Nelson Mandela was fighting for South Africa, did he run away from South Africa? You don't run away. Somebody like Ovie, what is that name? In Pakistan, that Frank Ovie Kokori, who was almost killed. Did he run away from this country? You don't fight for a cause and run away. The people who run away are really liver people. If every one of us had run away, who would have withstood we were protesting in Lagos, there, across Nigeria. So anybody that run away cannot claim to have fought for democracy. That one is aside. The appointment we are talking about, these appointments are too many. For instance, the appointment of Bayo Ononugana, essay information and strategy. When he had Minister of Information there, you have Azure Agudoni. They are too many.
It's a media and publicity.
Yes, it doesn't matter. They are all information. So when all these multiple appointments, are they not going to be receiving salaries and allowances? In the current state of the world today, governance system cost of governance is reduced. The appointment he has made so far and the creation of a multiple ministry are not to the best interest of this country. Let us tell ourselves the truth for one. That somebody loves somebody does not mean that if he's going astray, you don't condemn, you don't point it to the right direction.
But appointment have to be made anyway.
Appointment have to be made. The creation of additional ministry, is it justifiable? The answer is no.
But
we have 48 ministry. 48 ministry. For what reason?
Okay.
Let me quickly say one or two things on this.
Sorry, we quickly have to take a break now. You know, I said this is not a major topic, just a light reaction. But we'll have also the reports for the discussion today. So let's do that.
With millions of Nigerians currently going through difficult times following the removal of fuel subsidies since May 29, 2023, the economy has continued to nosedive as inflation increases and the increase in price of commodities in the market follows. While the people express fear and growing anxiety that the pump price of fuel may jerk up to 1,000 naira amidst the controversial subsidy, given that some fuel stations are shutting down, they doubted if it has been restored as government is not sincere.
The refineries and over times and over the years we saw nothing happen. At a point we were thinking that okay, the federal government gave license for private refineries and that to come on board and cushion the effect of fuel scarcity in Nigeria. But again, that has not, we have not seen that materialize. So this issue has actually left Nigerians to doubt so much the sincerity of government every time saying they are going to revive the refineries.
Subsidy was tied to a lot of things that help stabilize the economy. Since the pronouncement, the cost of living has gone up, and a lot of people are actually not finding it very funny right now. Well, the federal government's idea to revamp the refineries, it's a noble idea, but it's a long shot because those refineries have not been in use for a very long time, and getting them for a turnaround maintenance and for them to be able to produce immediately, it's not possible, especially for this year.
I will advise the federal government to restore the subsidy because the removal has caused a lot of hardship on Nigerians. I'll appeal that the federal government should restore the subsidy.
Why they expect government does otherwise to restore subsidy on petrol, which is the leading cause of many challenges confronting Nigerians, they were of the opinion that government must put in place measures more like a safety valve to cushion the pains of the citizens.
The refineries have stopped working for ages. So working overnight and saying the refineries will start working in the next 2 or so months is not possible. So I don't see the federal government being sincere in this aspect.
On Nigerians, you talk about revamping the petroleum downstream sector, which is reviving the industries, the refineries, and all that. Government has not been sincere. So how are we sure this time they will be sincere?
Welcome back. It's still Editors Forum on Galaxy Television. Mr. Rio, you wanted to make a point the other time.
Yes, what I want
just
to,
in 1 minute.
the point I wanted to make is that He was saying I was not really talking, really criticizing the president.
You're supportive.
Supportive, yes. I must tell you that.
You're pointing out the wrongs.
What I said inter alia was criticizing him, given the fact that I mentioned that he's somebody who is a member of the NADECO, who knows what they were fighting for, but came back now as a president. Within these 100 days, I can tell you that he has shown me that he's not the person that we know who stood for the fundamental human right of Nigerian citizens and what he had said, what the NADECO stood for at that time. So I think from what I've said, you agree that I'm not in support of the way he's now trying to approach things. I'm not, because Yoruba says, the eyes that will take you to your last end in life will not begin to have issues, at the initial stage. So that is my bone of contention, but I criticize my own on a constructive basis, and this is what I have to say.
Okay, thank you for so let's okay, let's go to it now. It's still, of course, on his government looking at the fuel subsidy. A lot of conversation went on off air when we went off for the break, and that really gave an insight. So I hope we'll bring it to viewers now. Now we're looking at the fuel subsidy removal, the back and forth. The president during his inaugural address said subsidy is gone, and subsequently fuel price rose. We have seen diesel also rise and other products. Now, last week, Pengasang was saying the federal government is still paying subsidy, but they are not coming out to say it. And we had fireback from NNPC now saying no, the federal government is still not paying subsidy, but they are working towards getting the refineries up and running. Now, we don't know where that will be. Refinery has been in the discussion for a long time. It has been awarded to be rehabilitated until now. Nothing is still coming forth. We're just saying, okay, we'll do this, we'll do that. Now, how sustainable? We're just going to look at how sustainable is it that the government is not paying subsidy, and we are at over 600 naira in some places now.
650.
How sustainable is this going to be?
First and foremost, I will say that it's a big shame for this APC to be talking of subsidy, and particularly President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to be talking of subsidy. Because yes, when they were in the opposition in 2010, they told us that there was nothing like subsidy. There's a popular television in this Lagos. Then those who anchored the program there, who said that there was no subsidy, there was nothing like subsidy, that government was set to punish Nigeria unjustifiably. The same people saying that if you don't remove subsidy now, Nigeria will crash. That's a fallacy. You cannot appropriate and reprobate at the same time. Have they come out to tell Nigeria that there's subsidy? And again, what NNPC has been doing is oil swap, crude oil swap. What that one means is that they will after mining the crude oil, after exploiting it here, they take it to a refining company abroad. They will refine. That company will take its own share. They bring our own share to us. So with that, you cannot tell us that we are paying subsidy. So you're alleging that they have not. It is not allegation. Even NNPCL said that they have not paid subsidies in 2016. If you Google when you live here now, you see it. Kiari said it with Omar that they have not paid subsidies since 2016. So if they have not paid subsidies since 2016, who are they deceiving? Who are they deceiving? So we have to tell ourselves the truth. Again, this agonizing pain, every now and then you talk about petroleum product. Is it only Nigeria that is an oil producing country in the world? But why is our own different? Why is our own different? There are many countries that are producing crude oil. Why are they not facing this kind of problem? And again, before you go off that, just I had to check now, and so the NNPC on Monday, I have that information, but I also have to confirm that it would have gone bankrupt this year in June if the president had not held subsidy. So that means they
they are saying they were still paying subsidy as against what you're saying.
If they what?
They are saying that if the president had not halted subsidy in June when he came in, then Nigeria NNPC would have gone bankrupt. So that is against the background that you gave now, that they have not been paying subsidy.
Yes, the question we are asking NNPC and Billy Query, the 11 trillion naira they claim to have been spent in turnaround maintenance of the 4 refineries for the past 8 years, 11 trillion naira, and they have not refined a liter of crude oil. Where did the money go? I think that these are the conversations we're supposed to have in Nigeria, especially President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So, what to ask question that 11 trillion naira that was spent in turnaround maintenance of the refinery, why is it that the refineries are not functioning? It is only in Nigeria you hear such statement that 11 trillion naira that is enough to build 4 functional refineries will be spent in maintaining 4 refineries, and they did not refine a liter of crude oil, and nobody is asked question, nobody is called to give account. That can only happen in Nigeria. So whether they are paying subsidy or not, I'm not concerned about that. I'm a free citizen of this country. I have the right, and I'm from oil producing community of this country. For somebody to use our oil money to 11 trillion naira to repair
it is our all of us.
It is our hour, but the gold is refinery. The gold in Zamfara is for only them. The gold in Osun State is for only that. Are you not hearing it that certain governors are mining the gold by themselves?
Okay.
A video came out of recent that a community of about that the size of Ikeja, one former governor is the one mining gold illegally. We have not heard any military agency when they gone there to bomb that place like they do in the Niger Delta when illegal refinery, they set them ablaze.
So Mr. Ryan, these are unconfirmed reports that we have. We have not seen agencies or government agencies come out to confirm them.
It is not until you see government agencies. We have seen them on television, and no government agency, no security agency have gone there to bomb them. But in the South, we always see them bombing them. Okay. That's to tell you that they are confirmed that certain natural resources belong to some state. But the crude oil is for everybody.
But Nigeria is ours anyway.
We know, but Nigeria is ours. But
okay, let's allow Mr. Ario. So the beginning was, how sustainable is it for Nigeria going on this path of 600 about 700 naira in PMS, and we're still not paying fuel subsidy, and refinery is still not.
Let me say that. I will talk on planning and failure. Okay, when you fail to plan, you will plan to fail. Every successful government, started in this way, and that they fail eventually. Why came he told us that what is subsidy? Does it exist? He granted interview to let us know that there's nothing like subsidy, that it doesn't exist. When he came into power, Ibe Kachuku told us, yes, there's subsidy. Landing costs, transport costs, and the rest of them. And he was giving the analysis, one of the reports we carried then on TV, indicating with the National Assembly, telling them the landing costs. So Nigeria took him up from there. That, but you said you are not paying subsidy. These are the ways, it was shrouded in secrecy during Buhari's regime, that eventually it exploded outside, that everybody now knows they are paying subsidy. Again, this government has come on board. He came on board to tell us when in his inaugural speech that there will be no subsidy and that it is gone. Again, they told us the fuel now is about 500 and something in reality, but in some places we see 700, we see 600 plus. But the planning and the failing to plan and what the end looks like, it is the way it happened in the last regime, that the Punch has told us that they have decided to start calling the government a regime. So this one too came in the rudiment at the starting now with lack of planning. Pongasant told us that they pay subsidy. In reality, I put one or two things into consideration, and what are the things? International market rate and value is what they are using to determine price in Lagos and every other state in Nigeria because the fuel subsidy has been removed. But recently, international price went higher on the international market. I discovered that we are still on the same price. Expectedly, one would think that once it goes off like that, goes high, it will reflect in Nigerian own local market too. But I saw that it was still within the 500 or something. So they know what they are doing, that we don't know. But we are seeing the backside, and our understanding of it shows that you cannot be selling subsidy at selling fuel at 500 or something, that the oil market at international level had gone up. So something shrouded in silence within that ambit that is not open to Nigerians. So going further, you will discover again that this maintenance things are talking about, it is part of what we saw when the Buhari commissioned a private refinery, that at the end of the day they told us, okay, it's going to be opening, it start working in so time. Today we are in October, it is not. We heard that whether confirmed or not confirmed, that the person too has something to do with borrowing of money, and then we don't know. The country knows better. Today we saw the NFLA taken to court. The court rejected every of their evidence and litigation exercise that they followed, and grant the man bail. Today we saw Bauer is still under the coffers of the DSS. We don't know what is happening, and you call this a democracy. Yet I will still go back to my earlier explanation about the president being an ADECO member who was then fighting for the fundamental human rights of the Nigerian citizens, saying that the soldiers are humiliating the Nigerians without any rule of law. Today is in the ends of affair. I expect him to be the one to display what is transparency, what is fundamental human right, to exhibit it in action and is in action, to show Nigerians that what we fought for in NADECO is what we are doing in practice for you to see now. We have not seen that yet. Bauer, the EFCC chairman, young boy, vibrant EFCC, is still in the custody without any means of prosecution. We have not seen the reason why it's being put there in detention. Nothing. So all these are totally, what will kill the ways we are planning our ways. So on the fuel subsidy, look at the sustainability, look at the unsustainability. The actions of government is a determinant factor to have a sustainable development in resources management, in resources utilization, and resource pricing and value of the value chain in process. That is the marketing, the crude oil, and where they are selling it to. All this is lying in one word: sustainability through good governance.
So, Mr. Ryan, so going by all of this,
yes.
Now, would you say Nigerians should brace up for something more devastating than what is on ground currently?
Let
Mr. Ryan.
Okay.
We will not brace up for any ugly thing. If those who are in the governance system are not ready, they should resign. They should resign.
But that doesn't seem like it's going to happen.
If we are hashtag resign if you cannot perform, they will resign. It's because we are very quiet now. The noise we are having about crude oil every now and then, is it high TC or that option? We should begin to hold government accountable that the refineries must work. If refineries in other countries are not working, where will Nigeria go to import this thing?
But now they are promising that, okay, the refineries...
Have they not been promising? They have been promising without taking action. Does not amount to anything. We said it the other time when you mentioned hope. I said that when you hope without taking action, it amounts to anything. If a student want to go to university, he must pass his GCE, write JAM, and pass before he can enter. You don't just say, I hope. You don't just say, I hope. What we are seeing in Nigeria now, especially in the past 8 years, is just hope without taking action. And it's annoying.
But the action that you want Nigerians to take,
not Nigerians, I was talking about those in leadership position.
Okay.
They are the one I'm addressing right now. I'm not saying that we should go and burn people's property. No. What I'm saying that if they are not ready, they should leave them. Because governance is not so difficult the way they are portraying it. We have other smaller countries that are built this way. If Niger Republic here can have functional refinery, why can't Nigeria have? That's the question we should ask. Every citizen should ask government that why are the refineries not working? If refineries are working in other countries, why are our own not working? That's the question we should ask. Now, not brazen. I'm not brazen up for any hashing. I'm tired of hashing. And every Nigeria should be tired of hashing. They should be tired of hashing. They should call their government to question instead of supporting because he's my brother, he's from my region. That's what we are saying today. Those who were protesting regularly in the past have suddenly withdrawn because they have support for somebody because of tribal and religious issue. We are suffering now. Are you going to be separated because of your religion or tribe? If you go to market now, if you want to go and buy food, will they say, because you are Yoruba, because Tinubu is a Yoruba man, get it free? No!
Let's quickly go on.
You not get it free.
Well, let's quickly go on commercial break. When we return, we'll continue the discussion. Start from where we paused, from off air. We were talking about, I mentioned, you are advocating Nigerians coming out to talk. And I mentioned that every day people ask questions. On television, on radio, we have these conversations on and on and on. Even right now, that is what we are having. So what is the solution then? Where does this lie?
They will ask a question on television like this is different from the generality or the masses of Nigeria.
Mr. Ario, you were also making one point.
Asking the same question. Why? Because if we ask question here and the people outside are supporting because of religion, because of tribe, the question will die there. I have entered buses where people say, this man is qualified to do it, he will do it. Without asking question that, is it because he's from my tribe now, that means he must do it? No. Has he shown sign that he will be able to do it? The question is no. Tinubu is an impulsive leader. He doesn't think about issue before he says so. Like the subsidy is
not. You have to substantiate that.
No. What is impossible? Somebody who just act without thinking about it deeply. That is somebody acting in impulse and saying on live television. So it's an English language. It's not a foreign language now. It's not a strange language. Now, the speech given to him on his inaugural day, that subsidy removal was not there. He just said it without thinking about the implication. A weighty matter like that is something that a leader that is not impulsive will support to discuss with his team. That if we take this action, what will be the repercussion?
Okay,
he did not think about it. Look at the repercussion in the whole country today.
Let's have Mr. Ario's.
You asked question that we talk and every time when it comes to action we cannot. Let's start with those in the political circle. You know, I observe these are politicians. What they do, many of them when they are in opposition. I don't want to mention him, I would have done that. Even our president, I can quote his word, when we are talking about regionalism, a parliamentary system, we should have a regional system of government. You remember when that issue came up during Buhari's regime? I know the position of our president, that he was saying that we should go on a regional system of government. So why am I bringing up this issue? Is that there are many things, many of these our politicians who find themselves in opposition had said when they were in opposition. Okay? Now, when they now find themselves in the mainstream of governance, the understanding changes. I don't know whether it is the influence of the way they have monetized our political offices is what is making this whole thing change. That will be within them and whoever has access to the money and the salaries they collect. But in reality, every time some of them are finding that those that are finding themselves in the position begin to talk, they will begin to take side with the people. But once they leave opposition and get to the mainstream, you will see them change their narratives and begin to talk like in the way their predecessor says. You can quote Oluremi Tinubu appropriately when she said her husband is not a magician. You can still quote Buhari when he told Nigerians that fuel will be 1 naira and dollar will be 1 naira to $1. But when they grant him interviews, they said he didn't know anything like that. But I remember vividly on the television he said, well, how much is 1 naira?
Let's go back to.
So maybe I have answered your question that the problem is the monetization of our public office. Once you see somebody talking from opposition, it's because it's not in the mainstream. Once it gets to the mainstream,
or maybe there are things going on that is not.
I will tell you the money. Okay, this realistically now, the problem is the money that is being embedded in every political offices in this country remains the highest in the world. The reason why you would not see anything other than those in the categories of their understanding that says politics is business because it is business. You know why? Because it is where you put money and make money. But in other clime, politics is where you go and commit your intellectual understanding in creating impact for those followers to see. In the US, the system of government works for the people. In Nigeria, the system of government works for politicians.
Okay, Mr. So let's come back to the main focus now.
Okay.
We are looking at the petrol subsidy, the sustainability, and I asked earlier if Nigerians, if you think Nigerians should brace up for,
Nigeria
he doesn't want Nigerians to brace up.
Nigeria is not, hold on, let me quickly respond. Nigeria is not going to brace up for anything. You know why? Because I have a report, a UN report, a book that about a UN wrote that Nigerian crude oil, only 3% Nigerian has access, directly to crude oil money. So I looked at it when I read that report, and those they wrote that had access are those in governance, in those drivers in the petroleum crude oil economy and rest. So 3% of Nigerians are in those sectors that are having access directly to the money. So that thing came to me that if this crude oil go dry one day very soon, by the special grace of God, we would not feel. Don't dry. Nobody will. Are you getting anything? So if the crude oil goes dry, the 3% that are there will be the one to feel it. So we that we are suffering to get the money, we will still be sustainable.
That is it.
Go to Cotonou now. Do they have crude oil?
They don't have.
Is the ordinary Cotonou citizen enjoying himself? Is eating delicacies like my oga in Arising will say, eating jollof rice and pepper soup, and is enjoying, jollof rice. So Dr. Martin say he's eating jollof rice, enjoying delicacies. So me and you will still be eating our jollof rice and pepper soup.
I am going to leave my guest to it and say. We are praying, we are acting, we are speaking out, hoping that all the results of Nigeria will be to the benefit of all. I'm not praying for Nigeria results to go dry.
Okay, let me quickly.
The thing is,
let me say this.
Let this results.
Hold on. In Saudi Arabia, if any crude oil is lifted in that shore, the world in the Saudi sees it. They know what is being lifted. They know the amount that is going for the crude. That is crude oil you are talking about has about 24 resources in it. Byproduct. We are only seeing one.
Yes, only petrol.
So if my colleague Analyst Aya says that there is a swap, it may not be far from the truth. Even though I don't have the conviction, I've not seen it.
So
if you do swap, what about the other resources? So the president should come clean. I remember the former president was having himself as the minister of petroleum for 8 years. This same our new president who says he's going to do things differently too had taken himself to be the substantive minister of petroleum. So are we saying that at the end of the day, we are not going to see same of the same in the way my colleague told me. Same, same of the same. So let's wait and see.
So
we are just in 100 days plus now. So, but the president has followed that precedent of appointing himself as the Minister of Petroleum. But we have not seen any accountability there. When you are talking about sustainability, part of sustainability is accountability. Part of sustainability is management of the resources for the benefit of the future generation, according to
so now I'll agree with you that we are just reading out the solutions now.
No, the solution has always
accountability, just as you have mentioned.
The solution is that
not that Nigerians
to work.
Please.
The refineries to work. That's what we are saying. I've said it time without number that if refineries are working in other countries, refineries it will work in Nigeria. Once the refineries are working, then this issue of subsidy or no subsidy will not be there.
I'm going to hinge it on that.
Yes.
Having the refineries work, transparency,
and we should not hear about smuggling because poor people don't smuggle anything. And smuggling is the easiest crime to contain because when trailers are leaving the country, security agency will see them. If they are not colluding with them, they will be able to arrest them. It's not
let me quickly cite one example. Let me cite an example. I saw one custom officer on the video that he was fighting those that are smuggling crude oil in I think it's about in the northeast. He was there shouting, saying it on video that they were smuggling crude oil with trailer. That it is those big men that are doing it. He was called. The person was. He said when he gave that video, he said now they are asking to come to Abuja. That is waiting for what they want to do to him. So what analyst Aya said may not be far from the truth. That ordinary man will not go and be smuggling crude oil. Prohibition of small arm that they are advocating, talking without solution. They know those who will go to the border to bring in small arm. They know what is called investigation.
So
journalists know investigation, so a police know, so all the armed forces they know investigation. So they know how to approach investigative process and get to the root of what is doing. And but when it comes to it is this one, who is who in the country, you know, the truth they begin to be economical with the truth. Like our revered professor will say, we should stop being economical with the truth.
I guess this note is where we will have to end the program today. But if there is any other thing I would want our viewers to hold on to, the real main point that I think we have pointed out today is we need transparency and accountability. Now, the government is saying it is not paying subsidies anymore, but yet the rate of petrol in Nigeria is not at the global rate.
It's not supposed to be so. Because
which is not supposed to be so.
We engage in oil swap and we have.
No, when you let us even leave that side. We are talking. Our scope of discussion is whether there is subsidy or not. And I gave instances that the oil, the crude, the fuel has gone high in international market. And if we have removed subsidy, it means that we are balancing with local and international market. So if it goes high, it should reflect in our local market. If it goes down, it should reflect. But the way things are done recently, we discovered that the rate at which 550 something naira is what we have seen sustainably. But the international market has gone high, but nothing affected. So what the Pegasi official were saying may not be far from the truth.
And that is why all of this, as I said, will be hinged on the government being transparent and being accountable and having the system work.
That is it.
So
and the refineries to work.
Yeah, that is what I mean by the system. All right. We definitely will not be able to take the second topic for the day. So I feel this has been about the fuel subsidy all day. But I would rather that Nigerians say brace up, because if we are not paying subsidy as the federal government has said, then we can't want to rely on the 500 naira or 700 naira that we have at the moment. If we are saying petrol subsidy is not good for the economy, as many Nigerians agree, then we also should be ready to be on. You don't agree with? No. We have a lot of reactions, and people say, okay, subsidy is a problem to the economy.
It's not. it's not a problem.
Okay,
because
so
we have additional
we have deference then.
byproduct in crude oil.
So now
so
that
it is not only petroleum. So,
now,
anybody that is saying that there's subsidy, there's nothing like subsidy.
Okay, so we have difference then. Basically, we need transparency, accountability, and getting our systems to work. And definitely, we hope that this current administration, with all the promises, will bring this to pass.
I want to quickly say something, please. Let me quickly commend
Let
me say something, please. Just your time.
Okay.
That I'll just commend the president for granting removal of TSA to the Ministry of Federal Capital, and then allowing National Civil Service Commission to operate in the Federal Capital Territory for independency, and the good governance we are talking about starts with that. So we should commend both the president and the minister Wike for that good innovation, but we hope
that is
it will be sustainable.
That is wrong. Every government agency must be under the TSA. That is encouraging corruption.
Okay, that will probably.
Why should you remove one segment of the system from a
Mr.
TSA?
Andy, this will probably be a topic to discuss.
It's wrong.
Another day.
It's giving opportunity for corruption to remove Federal Capital Territory from TSA. Why?
Thank you so much, Mr. Andy, for coming.
That should not
Thank
be
you so much,
supported.
Mr. Victor Aya, for being on the show today. It's been a heated one, a very, very heated one. And as I said, we hope that the government, all these three things mentioned, they are very, very cogent, and we hope to have them in Nigeria. This is the way Nigeria can go forward. My name is Layo Shobo, and you have been on Editors Forum on Galaxy Television. See you on Saturday next week.